Okay, here I am in a final step, and I'm going to clean up everything. The only thing that I want to correct from my model that I'm not totally happy with is now that I'm seeing her head feels a little too far forward, so I'm gonna bring her over. So of course, you're following the drawing, but when you see the model, you find some things that may need to be fine-tuned. So I want to do that. I'm gonna grab her whole head right now, and I'm just gonna grab I'm gonna go to the side view and select by vertex that. I'm gonna select by vertex here and here right now. I'm gonna turn on soft selection, so I'm gonna grab the move tool. I'm gonna increase soft selection a little bit and just there, and just push your head back a tiny bit. Let me just undo that. Increase the soft selection a little bit more and bring your head back a tiny bit. You know what? I'm gonna undo that. I'm gonna make actually a selection of her body also. So I'm gonna do the selection one more time. That way I get the neck to affect with it. Alright. So let's see if it does it. Actually I don't get the body to do it to react the way I want it to. So I'm just gonna do her for now. You see? Yeah, just that much. So I'm gonna have to grab her body now and then grab this guy's back. And push those back, reduce the amount of sub-selection, pull back a little bit, and that's it. Let me look at her here just to make sure that she looks okay. That should do the job. And I'm going to also, right now the edge of this piece is a little too far, too close to the edge. You see it here, although it's kind of hidden there, but I'm actually gonna isolate this part. This is what it's doing right now, so I'm actually going to extrude these faces again, remove sub-selection. So I'm gonna select all these faces. And then we're going to extrude them one more time and pull them in. I'm not sure if I got extrusion done or not. Extrude, there it is, pull them down. That way I get enough about an opening there, and then I can see how the head is working. Do a little of my fine tuning there, so that I got enough. To cover the hole there, just to this piece needs a little bit more fine tuning. Remember, you can use your arrow keys to move your from one vertex to the next. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, I'm gonna just have to fine tune these ones too. Oops, I'm just grab a little too fast, like that, and then like that. Alright, making sure that it can like match the same height, and it's a little bit better now. And now, of course, I move the head, but I need to move these other components. So I'm going to pull them back manually. For that, maybe a little bit farther back. Let's leave it for it for now. Alright, so I'm going to just make sure I delete history on all of this. Type history, and then I'm going to say modify freeze transformations, modify center pivot point. I'm going to do the same for every single object. Delete type by history, and modifies freeze transformations center pivot point. So I'm going to be doing that a lot. So I'm actually going to create a little icon for those, so I don't have to be looking for those commands every time. So what we're going to do here in order to do that is I'm going to open up my script editor by clicking the little icon here in the lower right corner. That launches my script editor here. I'm in the mail section right now, and there I'm going to say history echo all commands. That way I'll see all the code that happens every time I do something. And I'm going to start by saying, for example, on a head, I'm going to, actually, the head has to have history, but I'm going to do the body that has some history in it. Yeah, the body has some history in it. So I'm going to select the body. I'm going to say, pay attention to where your code is right here. That's the last code that you have. So you're going to pay attention where that is. And then I'm going to say, edit, delete by type history. And you see that a little bit of a code was run through it, and you're gonna have to look at and find the location for the delete history part. Let me just 1 second, I can find it here. Alright, so I'm just scrolling through because it has a lot of history, so it did a lot of that. But you see, you find one section that says delete history, delete channel, and then I'm going to grab that and I'm going to middle mouse button it. I'm going to actually go to the rigging because we're going to start using this in rigging a lot. I lost it again, so you go and find it one more time. Every time you do something it changes, so you want to look for it again. There is delete history, delete channel, so I select it here, middle mouse button. I'm going to drop it into my shelf there. I'm going to make this, save this one as a mail script. So the first icon there, I can change the image of the object, but for now that's my mail script. So next time I click on it and I go and run that, it runs the delete history, the channel, and then of course the history has been deleted. So now I could do that. Let's find another object that has some history in it. For example, this eyebrow. So if I run the history, then you see the history gone, so you have to do that. I'm going to do the same thing with freeze transformations and with center pivot point. So I'm going to say bring up again my window. So right now it ends with this code dr set mode. So I'm going to say modify freeze transformation. So there it is, I find it. So I'm going to look for it. So it's right here where it says freeze transformations. Perform free transformation, make identity apply up to that. I don't want to catch the result because the result is already, of course, the result. So I'm going to middle mouse button that, put it there. So I'm going to do another mail script. So I have my second one is the freeze transformation, and the last one I'm going to do is pay attention to the line here. The last one we're going to do is center pivot point. So there is, I can see it there, center pivot point has those two lines, middle mouse button, and I'm going to put them there. No, not the middle script. So I know these three icons I have to kind of click together. I can actually make them happen all simultaneously. I can create a single button actually for it. So I can say grab this one back here. So that's the delete history one. I can grab this one back here. That's the freeze transformation. Let me put freeze transformation in the next line. I'm gonna grab the other one and put the other one down here. So I have the three of them, right? And then I'm going to grab middle mouse button, those all of them, and dump it here. So I made a fourth button that has all of them. So now I can delete this one, delete that one, and delete that one, and I have one button that has the three components there. So now I can just go and in every object I grab, I just click that button, and I know that history has been deleted, transformation has been frozen, and the pivot point is center. Let's try this one for example. I'm going to click that. So all of it has been done. History, everything. So pretty neat because you have just a single button for cleaning your whole character, so you don't have to be clicking all that anymore. Let me just make sure I did it all. Here, her face, that's not done yet. So there is, I click on her face and she's good now. And that's for one part. The other thing is I'm going to get rid of all stuff that is not the object. That's not the character, so image planes have to go. And then I have these guys are cubes that are grouped, so I'm going to bring those out. So Shift P, and then I'm going to open up this ones for now. Sphere and sphere. Shift P those. I'm going to just get the head out. Shift P, so that I'm going to organize that first. Get rid of those groups and have everything kind of organized in a single node right now. I want to be regrouping it again, but I just wanted to be clear with it. Now I need to rename stuff. So this is going to be head geo. This one's going to be here right eye, and you want to name it eyeball. You want to name it as if you are her, so that's her right eye, not her left. So just you do it from her point of view. This one is her left eyeball, L eyeball. This one is her left eyebrow. I start shortening names because you don't want too long. This is the hair geo. Oh, I want to look at those. Actually, I have been frozen transformation of her teeth. So click on that one, and then the upper ones, and click on that one, and of course this one is low teeth, and then this is upper teeth, up teeth. Right, since her gums are part of the same model, I don't worry about that. And then I have this ones. Let me see whether that probably is her tongue. Yes, that's her tongue. So freeze transformation on that one too. And then it's gonna be tongue. And then I have this, that is her right eyebrow. And here body geo. Alright, so I have renamed everything now. Now I'm going to organize again and organize the geometry and everything. I haven't done shading or anything, but I'll do that next. But what is important here is that we want to organize things according to the way they are going to be deforming. So for example, the eyebrows and the face are going to be deforming together. That means that I want the geometry of the eyebrows and the face itself to be in a group. So I'm gonna say Control G, so that is a group. I'm not gonna be head group GRP, head GRP for group. Again, I run freeze middle transformation, everything, so it's all ready for me. And then I'm gonna keep here eyeballs outside, because the eyeballs are going to be actually part of a different component following the skeleton. Here also is going to be connected to the body, separately rigged to the body, and her lower teeth and upper teeth are going to actually connect them to the rig, so I don't want to do those. Neither the tongue, neither the geometry. I'm doing it slightly different from the Cecil rig. If you look at it, this one is slightly different. Now you want to clean up your layers, so I'm going to do one layer for the body. So I have that one. We'll make sure that it's already add selected again, so I have that one. One layer for the head, but in this case I'm going to put everything that is part of the head in there. She's biting her tongue, by the way. So when I grab everything that belongs to that, including the group, and I'm going to make them part of the head group, and the rest of it I just have to delete. So delete layer, delete layer. So I end up with two. I may change those names later again. Actually, let me rename this, because I want to say layer. That way I don't get confused. Maya doesn't get confused. And then it's gonna head layer. I will probably change that later, but for now, that is enough. Alright, so I have my character ready to move on to the next step of the process.